Interesting. So I have a custom run here. This is the seed. And initially I was actually just doing this custom run to see exactly how many pieces I needed to fulfill the idea that I'm looking for. Because currently, as it stands, I don't think I'll actually be able to win Area 3 with my current plan. Which is why I did the custom run, because I wanted to try and do the run later, using the win condition that I thought would actually work at the crit perfect. But this one's actually worked out impressively well. I've hit a lot of max HP stuff, the Dungeon Die works well, the Prime Slime works well, I got value for the Orbit Story. So the plan here is it's a 4-4. Yeah, this Dungeon Die is really nice. I do like Dungeon Die an awful lot. It's very nice passive. The plan is to purely... Maybe I shouldn't have shot that Nosforbatu. Not exactly the most healthy Nosforbatu ever. But losing health actually going into the boss fight might be ideal. We will see. I definitely plan on... Okay, yeah. Wow, I just keep finding all the pieces that I need. Running Monster is going to be a bit tough to gain value from though, because I generally wipe out all enemies at once. 0-0. I'm perfectly fine to shoot a 0-0. Good stuff. Yeah, so the plan is literally just I replaced my deck with 3 Nosforbatus, and I want to use the Nosforbatu to basically get all kills. This should be exceptionally hard to to impossible, depending on what pieces I hit, but it does sound like something fun that I wanted to try. It's a bit different from a run that was suggested, and I'm basically trying to try out that run. I don't really think that I'm going to be able to win this, but I'm certainly going to try a few times, I think. Sounds like a lot of fun. It's very important that I get as much max HP as possible. If there's a Salt Shaker here, I would 100% love that. I do want to remove though. Unfortunately, Cruci 20 does add a lot of bad orbs to your deck. So none of this stuff gives me what I want, so realistically I just shouldn't buy any of this stuff. Yes, unfortunately. Alright, not surviving this upcoming fight might be a bit rough. We will see. Like realistically, I'm kind of just like not meant to shoot it, but I'm going to shoot it nonetheless. I really don't know how this is going to work out. Look, I think there is a chance that I make it to Area 3. I just don't think there's any chance I'm beating Area 3. With staff 0-5. Like, scaling the self-damage of the Nosferbatus is technically the way how I scale my damage. So, like, maybe that's just what I should be aiming for. It just feels like it's something very spicy to aim for. Oh, that's unfortunate. We get our 5-5 here, though. Because every now and then I just get a Nosferatu with insane healing. And the healing is damage, so... the self-damage is technically also nice, therefore. I don't believe I'll be able to get a tree kill. I technically could. Just seems a tad unlikely. 4-3? Sure. I'll give you power. There you go. Good stuff, 1-2. I'm fine to shoot a 1-2. Want the self-damage after all. 0-1, it's fine. Oh, it's the crit. See? Well, I would like that refresh sometime soon. Thank you. Dungeon Die is exceptionally nice here. I would like to know how... What, that's part of this, okay. Let's just not hit that crit, eh? Boom, a lovely heal, and then look at that damage. Isn't that beautiful? So, like, yeah, it's such a dangerous comp, and I really need all the max HP I can get. It's why I actually started recording here, because I figured it was actually going way better than I expected, that's for sure. Way better. Greed, Defresh Potion, Leaves Rest for later. I think I've just got to take a Leaves Rest for later. Mantle. Yeah. I think it's the wisest idea. Yeah. Seems correct. No grinding monster value to be had there. Double store. Interesting. Didn't actually get my Orbit Story value previously, so maybe that double store... There really is no point in going elsewhere though, is there? Especially since I do just simply want a store in my area 2. And it's so nice having this much max HP, but like I seriously need it. If it's Teemo, I think I just die. Crossbow is scary. Don't know if I can beat Crossbow. But it sounds like a fun fight, to be honest. It's at least a fair fight. I think the other two are pretty unfair fights. Like, I could actually get to Area 3 with this build. Oh, that's fun. No, I actually don't want to take any more damage at this stage. My health is getting impressively low. Good stuff. That will get the kill. It's fine. Gotta keep increasing my max HP. So, presuming this fails, which I think, I mean, like, surely it's got to fail. Good stuff. I'll take that. I just need my max HP. But presuming this fails, what kind of stuff duplicate a random Nosforbatu? Perfect. What kind of stuff am I going to want for the custom run to try and get this to Area 3? The really unfortunate thing is, most of the passives that I'm going to have to start off with to try and make sure I can actually try and win this run, presuming I actually want to try and win this run, we will see. They're all going to need to be like really, really strong to the point where areas 1 and probably 2 as well are going to be much easier than normal. Just fine. But I was thinking of doing like Weaponized Envy. That should be a bit of fun. Because Weaponized Envy basically helps me out for a lot of my bad matchups currently. And there are more than a few of those. Go on, deal some damage to me. I should change my targeting though, so poison. Oh, yeah, that's one of the neat things. You can actually change targeting midway through reloading, change poison damage. Usually you don't really get to do that, but oh. Crossbow. One thing's for sure with crossbow, I am going to burn through all of the summons. I would really like to find a scaling source before trying to deal with crossbow though. Just because if I get too many 0-0 Nosforbatus, I'm a bit worried that I might run out of time. Since that's a very real possibility. I just don't kill crossbow in time and my Nosforbatu start dealing too much self-damage to me. Okay. Okay. Here's backbone. I no longer need to worry about the Nosforbatus being 0-0s. I just have to worry about the Nosforbatu dealing too much self-damage to me. So hopefully this Resistance Knight has a solution for that. One thing's for certain though. This is going to be a funny fight. I don't plan on dealing physical damage to him for a while. I imagine I will be forced to sometime soon, but hopefully not for a little while longer. This is really interesting. Like, do I want like Ring of Indignation as well? Because the problem with like Ring of Indignation is it's a great way to try and guarantee that a super max health comp is going to make it all the way to Area 3 and out of Area 3. But also like, at that point I don't care about the healing text on the Nosforbatu as much. I'm not sure how much I want to be doing that, you know? But you don't scale. It's a bit of a shame. I don't scale either. Well, actually I do. I don't scale in healing, I scale in self-damage, and because my damage is based off of healing, that's technically scaling. Yeah, baby. Alright, so the damage of the Nosforbatu is now pretty sick. And Tangent Die can take it even higher. Holy. It's pretty funny how much health that I need to actually make it through these fights. Like, I thought that this fight would like run out of gas in like Area 1. But no, I've made it so much further than that. Like, I really did not expect this to happen. It's crazy. Like, how much damage? 30. Okay, that's not even that much, to be honest. Don't worry, he's at 800 health. Yeah, like, single target enemies are my nemesis. Crossbow is going to be such an interesting fight. I'm tempted not to take double stall, purely because I need as many fights as I can get. The problem is, look at this. Where are the fights that I'm asking for? If I go this way, I do get my orbit story value. The problem is, like, if I care about getting my orbit story value that much, I might as well just go to the chest. 238. Okay, good. We definitely do ramp up towards the end, right? It's just, it takes a bit of timing. 112, just enough? 20 health. Oh, poison damage, I see. Perfect, 154 health. Well, one thing's for sure. Crits also refresh, don't really need that, but pumpkin pie does sound nice. One thing's for sure. This crossbow fight's going to take a while. Okay. Technically fights like this is actually just like good for me, because they're really good at dealing a lot of damage to me. And I'm better at healing. My healing capabilities are very good. Unfortunately, my damage dealing capabilities are not exactly there. I think it's a very fair way to state it. Another thing I was interested in doing is starting off with the Refiller Buster Orb, which is technically another way that it does mean that like my Nosforbatu isn't the thing doing the killing, but it does mean that my Nosforbatu actually has the health to heal that I need for each fight. Because like, I'm just a bit worried that no matter what kind of comp I can end up with, it's just never going to be able to beat like, that is a lot of max health I would like to get. Unfortunately, going to the question mark is pretty important, because if I get a fight here, it's just so much max HP. Not just for grinding monster value, but also for Basalt Tome value. Yeah, but it's such a good way to deal self-damage to me, which means my Nosforbatu is dealing more damage. Because currently I just don't have any plan of beating like Demon Wall. Maybe even Demon Hand, honestly. I think I'll beat Demon Hand. I've got a lot of max HP. Not that I'm going to be able to fight one. Generally I don't just navigate. But yeah. This is shocking. Is this actually going to get out of area 2? I can't tell if the Nosforbatu self-damage is going to increase enough to the point where I won't be able to get out of area 2 or not. Because the crossbow fight is going to be a while. I can't tell. I don't particularly want to go to double store, to be honest. Really good max HP there. Bit of a shame I don't get to kill those guys that are left behind. Safety net. I think it's definitely just safety net to make sure I can get guaranteed damage each shot. Like, I think I just go here and I need to get as many fights as possible. As nice as some of the relics are, getting something like this is just so much more important. Safety net's really nice because I just need to get really consistent damage per shot. And yeah, I did take my boss passive so that I could get really consistent damage per shot. But like, that's only one source. You know, having backup sources is a good idea. Even if it's not the most necessary, because it probably isn't the most necessary. Yeah, there are some fights where Cruci 19 will absolutely shred you, and getting an extra enemy spawned in on you is horrendous. And there are some fights like this one where you're just so happy. It's a completely different fight with an extra enemy spawned in. Should be able to get my grinding monster value here as well. Probably, it's just funny how much damage they do, to be honest. I didn't even give them a lot of time to deal the damage, but I'm already down to 100 health. Which is crazy low for me, to be honest. It's still just crazy to me every time I do this fight. I get out of it and I'm just like, alright, where are my elite relic options? But they're not there. Like, you don't actually get elite options here because it's not an elite fight. Feels like one. Good stuff. One more. Perfect. Oh, I got 2 more? Oh, that's just lovely. Poison kill? Oh, the poison popped. Fine by me. Oh my god, down to 129. Oh, it's just crazy how much damage you take in this fight. Good news is, that's what I want. For this run, at least. Doctor, I think my healing is perfectly fine. Thank you, Doctor. No, a Doctor would be very negative. Oh, perfect. Great stuff. Frankly, I might just get myself down a Unicorn Horn or Grubby Gloves. Just take Unicorn Horn. I'll try and drop a whole bunch of health before the crossbow, actually. A Mimic fight again. Did I start the run on a Mimic fight? I can't recall. This is my second Mimic fight of the run. I can't recall if I started recording before or after the Mimic fight. I think it was after. But yeah, no, this is my second Mimic. This is actually, this has been a really fun seed. It's also something to note. I mean, it worked out insanely well for what I was trying to do, but also, like, there was an adventure. There's a lot of really good stuff early on. Really good max HP seed. It's great. You can never have too much max HP after all. Yeah, the Pumpkin Pie Adventurer's Backpack is a great way to get so much damage. I think if I get any more Nosforbatu options, I will take them. Bit of a shame I only have 182 or 3 max HP to work with for the crossbow fight. I would have loved more, or like a sash. A sash would have been amazing. But we work with what we got. The good news is, thanks to Adventurer's Backpack and Safety Net, my Nosforbatus are basically guaranteed to heal the damage they deal each time. Unless I get Nosforbatus like that. Like 2 base damage is impressive. It's very impressive. It's fine, sometimes you do low roll on dice. It's just plus 4 benefits are extremely, extremely nice. That's what makes dice so worth it. I really like dice for beating Crucible 20. It's like a really good way to have the tools you need to win. The only problem with doing that is I haven't really managed to hit dice at all recently. Feels like it's been ages. Or at least, you know, like when I see a dice, I want the other option, or sometimes. Perfect. Doctor does. Sorry, something circle actually does not work here. Not with what I want. Musk of Sorrow, Popping Corn, Root Scales, Echo Chamber. A tad unfortunate. I think I will just take Shrewd Scales. Nothing particularly I want there. Oh, perfect. I do get my +1 max HP. 184. Right, not bad. This is going to be a long fight. Very long fight. Yeah, no, this will be interesting. Bit of a shame I won't be able to use my balance all that well. Oh, I forgot to end. I was going to enter this fight on, like, honestly, like 75 HP. Because that gives me an extra... Oh my god, that's not even that much. It's an extra 200 damage dealt. You know what, I think I might just have to cut this out, because this first part is going to take a while. And maybe once the Nosforbatu start dealing very serious damage to me, I'll cut back in. Oh, oops. Come on. Oh, that's so annoying. I was dealing a solid, like, 80 damage per shot with my Nosforbatus. I long since spent all the minions, but it seems like... Oh god, not having ambidextrity really hurts there, apparently. Because I was forced to shoot a Horrible or a Pebble. I thought the Horrible would get less damage. I was wrong. Well, actually, they probably both would have gotten lethal amounts of damage, to be perfectly blunt. Silk Conviction. The Viridian Trinket is kind of funny here. I don't hate it, but I'm honestly really happy with what I got going. A Viridian Trinket Pumpkin Pie as well. It's pretty nice. I think I do just kind of want to skip here, though. I also have a lot of gold stores then, which is nice. Yes. While I was in that fight... Okay, interesting. While I was in that fight, I made the I made a little mini game for myself of trying to collect all the gold on the map. I'm pretty sure I succeeded. Pretty sure. This guy's actually great for me, honestly. So this is very interesting. I think that there was one Area 2 boss that I could win against, and I think there was one Area 3 boss that, in theory, I could win against, but in practice still sounds like unwinnable. I got both of them. The Area 2 boss was actually pretty simple. Although that was partially due to my horrible finishing the fight, but I think I just had too much max HP to die anyway. Coin Dragon is going to be spicy though. That's for sure. I have so much health to work through, but if I have enough max HP, I may very well be able to do it. I really cannot tell. The thing is, if I got either of the other two, I think I was just screwed because I just can't outpace them. I'd have to kill Super Sapper with his own bombs, I think. Which, to be fair, it's not hard to do. But I just don't think I would have won that. Because the other two, their scaling's just too good for me. I just can't deal with it. Because my comp is just the opposite of a scaling comp. I do have great scaling, but it's very hard for me to actually make use of my scaling. Or at least I try and make it very hard for me to make use of my scaling. Alright, it seems I did not get offered that many fights. That is really unfortunate. I think having a massive max HP pool is basically the best way I can try and win now. I just don't know how possible that'll be. I want to get both of these at once. Unicorn Horn is nice to try and set up for as much max HP post-combat as well, but nice. I have to actually be able to pull it off, which I did there. There's a refresher course. I will actually take the Pocket Sand. I do think that is potentially required for Coin Dragon. I don't know, I'm definitely going to max out his blind, that's for sure. Definitely. I'm not sure if removing the damage he's dealing is a good idea or not. He is definitely going to max out the blind though. Because he has that super multi-attack. Surely I'm just fine, right? Like, let's say I get 200 max HP and I'm dealing 400 damage a shot. Because my healing should be maximized every shot. The red pegs apparently aren't going to be an issue. Maybe damage reduction slimes are the key or something. This is actually really interesting. Like, I think that I got the only Area 3 boss I actually stand a chance against, and somehow it's actually going to work out potentially. I don't know, it's actually not looking that bad anymore. Which is crazy, it really should be looking way worse. It really should be. I need to change my targeting. Can't have Poison getting a kill on the one guy that I've got blinded. Although, actually... No. I want to get earlier kills so I can get grinding on 0 value. That's what I want. Also, something I was going to point out about the crossbow fight. A good slime was like, it had like converted like most of the board. Kind of funny how much value that passive can give. I still think that passive's really good, and yeah, no, it's definitely felt that way this run. Oh, I was basically right on it. Good news is, I swear I had a bounce onto it, did I? No, I must have misseen. I can aim very close to it, so that should just be good enough. That's fine. 200 max HP. I mean, hopefully it's enough. I'm gonna need a lot. That's all I know for sure. I think going to the store is ideal. Yeah, my horribles are good at dealing damage, unfortunately. That is definitely one reason why I want to go to the store. Gotta remove the pebble from my deck. Honestly, I could really see myself going to the chest there. Oh, I have 367 gold. Realistically, I'm sure I'm spending 20 gold. God, that was a nice change, wasn't it? 20 gold per combat, but that's still not that much. Because I'm dragging out the fight so much, because that's just what my build is, it gives me a lot of space to collect gold. A lot of space. And honestly, I'm going to look forward to only being able to shoot Nosforbatu. I've already got the random dupe out of the way as well, so I can't even get a random dupe on a horrible. Yeah, this is actually lining up pretty well. I really do need... God, imagine if I could have gotten a Soul Shaker earlier. It's crazy how much value I would have been able to collect off of it. I was even considering, like, what if I took, like, a Wonder Skull to Marath or a Serper Sack? Just to increase how much health I've lost, because that's increasing my damage. I didn't get the option to decide. I don't actually know what I would have done there. Oh, that's a shame. That first hit onto the Reflect dude was actually very unfortunate. It stopped me from claiming my tiny amount of extra grinding monster value. That was a great shot. Good stuff. What do we have here? I wanted the remove, so there we go. I do not really want Word on Stake or Decoil. I don't get any value from a grabby hand either. Yeah, no, that's just a whole lot of stuff I'm not really looking for. I don't want extra source of healing. I don't want a way to make me stop taking damage. You know, like, why would I want those? That's funny. Now this is going to be an interesting fight. Honestly, 2100 health. Yeah, 2100 health. I've got to skip this. Yeah, 2100 damage health is just a lot to get through. There we go, though. 343 gold. That is a lot to work with. Did not manage to get all coins on the map, and I'm not going for the grinding monster HP. I did manage to get all of the other grinding monster max HP on this fight, though, which is really nice. Some of it was actually in pretty rough spots to get, because the board kept refreshing. Luckily, this is just a great fight for us. I did want that gold, thank you very much. Ironic, usually this one is like, it's pretty much always a bad fight for you. Like, the last time I had this fight and I was truly happy was when I had Spinny Bank, which, to be fair, was pretty recently, but, you know, Spinny Bank has a very nice set of tools for this job. And yeah, my Nosforbatu can easily get the damage that it needs to get. It's just, unfortunately, it also needs the health loss to be able to deal the damage, which can be a lot tougher. But yeah, maxing out blind on enemies is apparently pretty easy. Luckily, Leave Threats for Later is also great on this fight. It wouldn't have mattered much at all for this run, but it's usually just pretty amazing. And it was certainly nice to have here, it's just not necessary. The power of Safety Net means that it's not needed. 200 max HP to work with, though. It is pleasant. I don't know if that's wise. Seems fine. Yeah, no, I think it seems fine. Where's my grinding monstera? There we go. Gotta grab that 1 extra max HP after all. Reduce, Ambi. I don't think I can get a mirror, I guess, since I can't remove half my deck. So it is ambidextrous. That's fine. Another ghost. Perfect. I think that is probably my favorite elite to get. Yeah, no, it's definitely my favorite elite to get. It may not give me the most max HP. Technically, okay, fine. Technically, blind is my favorite elite. Sorry, yeah, blind is my favorite elite to get. But ghost is also pretty fun. Since all I'm really looking for is as much max HP as possible, or alternatively, a very fast fight. and Ghost is certainly a faster fight than the rest of them. If I got any of the other elites, it would have taken ages longer. Especially a third Mimic. Can you imagine if I actually get a third Mimic? That would be crazy. Good to know that you can get 2 Mimics in the same run though. I did already know that, but not something I'd ever really thought about. The only problem is, with the Leaf Threats for later here, is it does make it technically harder for me to get my Grinding Moss 0 value. I think I should still be fine though. So much damage. Imagine it actually dealt that damage instead of doing 60. Look, 60 isn't bad, it's just not quite what I was hoping for. Intentional Oboe. I think I will take the Intentional Oboe just to not... I think I need to not die to the Fire Pegs. I think that's the main thing. Because realistically, if I'm losing 200 health in a shot, I can regain that 200 health. It's just the Fire Pegs need to not be able to kill me. I think. Since we already know the boss is going to be blinded up. Like, frankly, before turn 7 or something, he's going to be fully blinded, which is hilarious. Like, the new, honestly, it's not even the change that makes it as best this strong against him, though. But it is the change that makes it just extremely good in general now. But yeah, Pocket Sand has always just been pretty solid against Coin Dragon. Although, frankly, same with Sand Arrows. Less so, because obviously you're getting a lot less value, but, Blind is still just very nice to be bringing into that fight. Like, even though Darkness is terrible, doesn't sound too bad. Honestly, I'd happily let them explode on me. Running what's there, yeah. Gotta make sure I'm getting maximum value. Damn, I missed. Good news is 600 health should be a lot to get through. 1, 2, 2. Damn it. There's 2, I guess. Oh, yes. And more? Just 1 more and I'll be happy, thanks. Damn. Restore for an extra 2 max HP. Frankly, that might be worth it. So, let's grab you. Preferably I get... Nice. At least 1 more, and I did get at least 1 more. Alright, Froggo Amulet, that would have been nice earlier on. I don't know how I feel about this. I will buy the Froggo Amulet just in case I do find 1 more Nosforbatu. Seems unlikely, but there is a chance. I will buy Super Boots just in case that negates fire damage. I don't think it does though. I now have to think about Gardener's Gloves. The way how I do damage is my Nosforbatu. And I'm trying to fully negate the damage, any damage the Coin Dragon is doing. Just trying to prolong out the fight. Which surely that means Gardener's Glove is also ideal. This is weird. The problem is they're just equivalent though, right? I don't think I'm meant to take Gardener's Gloves. Because the threshold that I'm killing Coin Dragon at doesn't change. It does mean it's a slower climb though. So increases by 5. It's like until we're dealing 200 damage, we don't really care, right? Oh my. I don't think it's correct to pick it up here, but I can't tell. It's very hard to tell. One thing I know for sure though is this fight is going to take ages. It's going to take a very long time. Hopefully we can get some good max HP here. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Realistically, actually I can't really get less from an Area 3 fight, can I? It's fine. It could have been a lot better. Should have been a lot better. Would have been a lot better. But we got the worst fight possible for max HP, that's fine. So 250. So my max damage is approximately 500. Not that I really want to be dealing that 500 damage though, mind you. 351 gold. Let's just make sure to... I don't even lose health for this. Surely there's a bounce onto it. What about you? Bit too spicy? What about... God, I think it's a double bounce that I need to try and aim for. Which is like way too great. Oh, hold on. No, not it. That's fine. I probably don't need 1 max HP. Is it a multiple of 5? No, it's not. Alright, so this is going to be interesting. It's going to be so long. Like, do I cut? This is the final fight. Do I cut or not? I guess I'll just start talking about my post-run stuff. Don't need to be on the in-game screen at all, do I? So yeah, initially I wasn't actually recording this run because, as I mentioned, I didn't think it had any legs whatsoever, and all I wanted to know is for me to run a Nosforbatu focused run where I'm just relying fully on this damage number right there to get the kill, and literally nothing else. How much do I need? So I was just like, I probably need max HP, I probably need... Well, max HP is definitely the first one. I'm probably going to need also damage mitigation sources so that I can actually deal with some bosses and fights, which I didn't get, luckily enough, but I don't think I would have been able to beat them. And potentially do I want to consider something like when you heal, deal 3 times the damage to a targeted enemy? Because there are some fights like this which is literally just like an 18,000 health pool, which it sounds pretty unbeatable. It does feel like, especially this run, I've actually got a much better matchup into it than I initially thought. But like, it is 18,000 health for me to chew through, that's going to take ages. 30 blind, oh, it's actually taking longer to stack up than I thought. I got some early dodges apparently. But yeah, I just had such an amazing start, because like, House of Slime, realistically, any passive that's granting me the ability to get, just on average, more hits, is really good for consistency, because one of the big problems with Nosforbatu is if you're going to shoot Nosforbatu and it's not going to hit anything due to like bad bounces, or maybe you just like lack refreshes and there's nothing on the board, that's what kills you. Like, that's what's going to kill you with Nosforbatu. As long as you can shoot Nosforbatu and you can get consistent hits per shot, Nosforbatu is going to be like one of the best orbs in your deck. It's going to keep you alive, which is an incredibly important role. Which is why the House of Slime was such a great hit, and the Prime Slime. And then the Dungeon Die as well fills that same kind of role. Just because it's actually making sure the Nosforbatu can deal damage. Because obviously one of the other big problems with Nosforbatu is it's a 1-2 base. And it's hard to achieve a lot with a 1-2. You can do a lot, especially if it's a healing orb, but most of the time you're going to want to increase that number, which is why the Dungeon Die was nice, and also the Adventurer's Backpack was just an insane hit. Hitting that 4th Nosforbatu was also great for the Adventurer's Backpack. So let's just quickly, 2,000 damage dealt. Honestly, that's faster than I expected. 60 blind. Okay, we're getting there, right? We're getting there. This Orbit story was actually pretty funny. I think I entered the store and I saw it, right? And I was just like, oh, I'm going to take something that wasn't Orbit story here. But in the end, I looked at my map and I was just like, oh, I have 4 question marks, area 1. So then I took Orbit story, but then as you notice, I got my Orbit story proc in area 2, not area 1. Because last second I was just like, oh wait, I should just go to the store here instead of going to another question mark. So I did. Yeah, the 5 pegs is still dealing damage to me. I don't know, there's just so many 5 pegs on the board. I don't feel like this can win. I feel like I am just going to die. But also, like, the boss is losing health. My health is also dropping though. It just keeps going back up to full. And the funny thing is, I could just like end this misery and like just shoot a horrible. And I mean, how much balance do I have? Not actually that much, to be honest. Horrible's not doing a whole ton. It's just doing a lot. I didn't take the refresher course because it wouldn't add anything. It would only add stuff with the horrible. Yeah, but that Dungeon Die was really nice. But literally, the main thing I thought I wanted was max HP stuff. Instead, I have the Basalt and I'm just like, oh, that's literally like the best golden relic I can like possibly get. So already then I was considering like, oh, is this actually a run that I have to think about? Although obviously I still don't think it was actually going to win. Then I had the Grinding Monster as well, just to top things off. So I was just like, alright, let's start this. And then I got the Wool Chicken as well, like, kind of crazy hits. And then again, leave the rest for later. It's really good for just making sure you can hit pegs in a shot. And even if you're not getting damage from those pegs, it's just hitting an extra refresh. That can still just be extremely valuable. As well as obviously one of my favourite things about Leave the Rest for Later. The high roll potential that the orb has is just really, really good. And a lot of the time it's enough of a reason to pick it up, to be honest. Sorry, that the passive has. So 50 self-damage. Honestly, that's actually very noticeable. Once I get up to like 3,000 health down, this is actually a win. Oh my. Wow. Right? Yeah. Like my damage is ramping and I don't think... I mean, he's not really ramp. How are you not at 60 blind yet? Oh, I don't think his Bio Breath counts as an attack for Pocket Sand. That's actually very interesting to know. Alright. Ooh, so Pocket Sand not quite as good as I thought, and if I'd taken Sand Arrows, it wouldn't have done anything actually, because it's Sand Arrows and I've got a Nosforbatu in my deck. Wait, what happened? Wait, where was Pumpkin Pie? It got sucked down here, but Where was the pumpkin pie? It just didn't happen? Odd. Have I... Okay, I've almost collected every coin on the map at this point as well. That's pretty funny. It's so funny. I'm just like constantly down 50 plus health and it just doesn't particularly matter. Yep. Woolbanter's obviously great. Hero's backpack. Yeah, oh my god. I can't believe I actually get that Hero's backpack. It's like actually just so good for the Nosforbatu. And obviously I had to balance later down the line, which would have also filled that gap, but that was a really, really good hit. Do not want to shoot the horrible. It actually doesn't look too bad. It's crazy though. If I had entered one of those earlier stores and found a Salt Shaker though, this would be looking very, very different as well. Like I think even if I just had like plus 70 health, or even more, slightly more, I think this would just be like so completely fine. But unfortunately I only found 3 super duper insane max HP relics early on. The fact that I found the Basalt Item and I could just afford to spend the gold on it constantly because I didn't need any relics, like ever. And I also didn't need the remove or to add orbs to my deck, like that was just such a good hit for me. Pumpkin pie. I do love good pumpkin pie. Like, let's be honest, at the stage where I hit the pumpkin pie, and even the safety net, but not really the safety net, I already haven't had enough consistency for my damage that I wasn't really worried about getting Nosfobatus that don't know damage. But it's still just so nice to hit them. Like, especially safety net. Like, with safety net and the scaling that I have and the base damage that I have with Hero's backpack, I just don't need to worry about the fact that I'm not going to heal whenever I shoot. Because I will heal every shot, simply. Like, I shoot instantly and I'm at 70-ish damage. Like, most of the time that'll be more health than I've already lost. This is a funny map. A really funny map. Very unfortunate most of the time, but this is a slightly different run where I don't really care about it anywhere near as much, eh? Yeah. But like, hitting the safety net is definitely nice. It's just like, technically, Unicorn Horn is doing more for me this run. Just because, especially with this build, Unicorn Horn is allowing me to hit my Grinding on 0 max HP. And that is actually really valuable. 75 blind, he's still not maxed. Well, I drastically overestimated just how much blind he would need to max it out. Sorry, how much time it would take for him to max out his blind. Perfect. I just want to make sure that while my Nosforbatus are dealing a decent amount of self-damage to me, but not like run-ending, that I'm hitting as many 5-pegs as I can. Because I'm pretty sure it's the 5-pegs that'll kill me. Like, he's already down 6,000 health, but I'm on 80 damage actually. I'm ramping up slightly faster than I would have liked. Well, it's nice that I'm ramping, obviously. But it was feeling at least reasonably fine before. Now I'm not so sure. This is really spicy. Really, really spicy. Wow. This is definitely a longer fight. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been fine if I skipped it. It's just like, it is also the last fight. And definitely one of the most interesting. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get the win here. And the limits are definitely being tested for this build. They seriously, seriously are. At the minimum, I think I can get through 14,000 of his health. Which is a lot. It's just that last 4,000, my health is going to be dropping seriously, seriously low. And I don't know if it's enough. I really don't. I think the intentional elbow is exceptionally nice to have though. Yeah, I'm technically losing some damage along the way, but I think for those last few turns, it's just going to be completely crucial. Making sure the 5-pegs aren't killing me, that they're only dealing 1 damage per hit, which is what I believe they do. On Cruci 20, that is. I think it's just so necessary. It's nice that the ambidextrony wasn't needed, but I was kind of scared of getting a mirror at the last second because I can't afford to delete the Nosforbatu from my deck, I think. A mirror at the last second, which can turn into a horrible, would just completely crush my dreams. Because, I mean, we saw what shooting 1 horrible did for the Coin Dragon. So is it just me, or do I feel like there are less X on the board now? I think I'm just going a bit crazy from being in the Coin Dragon fight for so long. Yeah. Oh, the reuse was also great. I just really like that just because it means I'm reloading less. And apparently it took a while for him to reach max blind, but we got there in the end. But the thing is, he's also spawning the 5-pegs, and as I mentioned, the 5-pegs are the bit I'm scared of. They have the potential to kill me. Just as long as I'm hitting enough pegs per shot, enough 5-pegs per shot, I should be pretty fine. But yeah, my health is dropping down to 140 now. He's on half health though, and I'm dropping to half health every shot now. This is interesting. Okay, not yet actually. Surely that means I'm fine then. The problem is that the timer just like ramps up at the end. Like, oh my god. This is so spicy. The Shrewd Scales was also very fun. I do love a good Shrewd Scales, and especially when you've got a deck like this, it looks great. It's funny though, because there are very few orbs in the game which would not benefit from Shrewd Scales whatsoever. This is one of them. This is definitely one of them. So surely I've just collected every coin at this point. 614 gold, that is not too shabby, especially since I did double store Area 3. Like, that's pretty good. Yeah, so that's just a whole bunch of 3 hits, which are not dodgeable via blind. Are they dodgeable via Belusion? I don't actually know the answer to that. Pretty sure they are though. And it's so funny, I'm literally getting like 3000 damage Nosforbatus on my shots. And it just doesn't matter. Yeah, no, okay, no. I take back what I said previously. This looks completely fine, right? Like, it looked fine at the start, and then it looked exceedingly not fine for a bit. But now it seems pretty good. And I love the change to Believiation though. Sorry, not Believiation. Generator, the lightning pegs. It's actually just so cool. I think it was a very good change. Maybe Generator was slightly too strong now. But frankly, I'm fine with that. Because, like, as long as the orbs that are OP, being made OP, are like 1-2s, it's just like pretty fine. Because a lot of the time you're actually going to struggle picking up a 1-2. But the times where you can just like pick up that Machoska and use it well, you just like one-shot a boss. That was a very fun run I had recently, wasn't it? He's down to 6,000 health. Yeah, I think I'm definitely right about getting through the 14,000 HP. It's just a question about how that last 4,000 goes. Like, now I'm dealing minimum 220 damage per shot. Oh, you know what this build is? It's like a really, really bad version of a bad cheese build. That's what it is. Oh god. It's like the bad cheese builds I used to do back in the day with, honestly I should do one of them soon. You do bad cheese, but you're not allowed to pick up ambidextrous. Now instead you do bad cheese Ring of Pain, and as much healing as you can cram into your reloads. It's really bad and you do die, especially in a fight like this, but it works for so long and it's really fun. Because like, part of the problem I have with bad cheese builds is I hate just like sitting there in ambidextrous being unable to be killed. Like, it's just cheating, you know? But the Ring of Pain build, it removes that weakness. And instead it kills you off for it. Which, you know, is, I guess, less than fortunate, but it's also extremely funny. It's such a funny build, that's for sure. Okay, yeah, no, I did ramp up much more at the end than I expected. Like, I knew that I would, obviously. But now that I'm averaging like 200 damage a shot, his health is just disappearing. Okay, you know what passive I wish I had right now? I wish I had Primer of Frost. And now, that might seem a little bit confusing. You know, why would I want Primer of Frost? It's not giving me anything here. Pierce is completely useless. But one thing that Primer of Frost does is it stores how many fights how many turns the fight has taken. And I'm pretty sure that this fight has taken a pretty crazy number of turns. I mean, we can just look at all of the Nosfobatus, right? Like, they're at 125 minimum? Yes, 125 minimum. That is... how many cycles? I'll figure that out later, I guess. But that's just more cycles than a fight should take. The fact that A, the boss hasn't killed me at this point, and B, that I haven't killed the boss, honestly more the second, is just crazy. Because like Coin Dragon, for all that it's worth, on Cruci 20, is actually a pretty tough boss. I feel like, on average, I'd say the other two are much tougher. And I definitely agree with that. Those squares... I don't know, I feel like Cruci 20 does make them a headache for sure. It's more equal than I think I stated just there though. It's pretty equal, but also like, I'm much more scared of seeing like a squares or a super sapper. You need to get your game plan on fast. But for Coin Dragon, he offers you an alternative, Live. And so I chose the Live alternative, and as such, he has not been able to kill me. His damage it's fast, and if you can't get enough damage on his map, it does suck. But most of the time, his map is just going to give you all the peg hits you need, and as long as if you even have like one scaling source, that'll probably just be more than enough to finish out the fight. That is to say, if you're entering the fight on a decent amount of health. Obviously, sometimes you do just enter the boss fight on basically no health, and frankly, for any of the Area 3 bosses, that can just be a death sentence very easily. Cool. And at least part of the nice thing about squares on Cruci 20 is they still are weak to AoE, it's just you need much more AoE than you did previously. Like squares on Cruci 0 versus squares on Cruci 20, you need a lot of extra AoE. So this is the last shot. Oh my god, it feels weird. I kind of shocked. 140. So all of my orbs are 135. That's 120, and it's 10 per proc, so it's 60. So it's 12 cycles, right? Yeah, it's 12 cycles. That is hilarious. So it only took 12 cycles, and somehow we actually got there. I think I was definitely correct. If I took a gardener's gloves, man, this would have been horrendous. It would have taken so much longer. I would have felt safer while doing it. Actually, would I have? It would have gone on for so long. He just plumped to the ground. He's just like, I'm done with you, just leave. Oh man. I am shocked this worked. So literally all I did was I just replaced my starting deck with 3 Nosforbatus, all level 3. And that was it. I didn't feel like spending the gold to upgrade them to level 3. Because of course I would have done that immediately. It's just more fun to start off with upgraded orbs in your deck for some custom runs. This is definitely one of those. And I do truly love that they added the option to start off your runs with custom levels on your orbs. Well, I guess I should say level them being upgraded, since you can't actually start off with Highway Aubrey at a higher upgrade level than 3, which is unfortunate, but also technically slightly understandable. Although I would really appreciate it starting off runs with like a maxed Highway Aubrey. When I say maxed, I mean level 99. I presume it can go past level 99, but I don't think I've ever gotten one past 50. Anyway, back to this run. I'm supremely shocked it worked. This was literally just, as I said, down to the max HP. The fact that I could actually hit a consistent number of pegs per shot to maintain my health was also great. There were actually some fights in Area 1 where I'd get really low and then I'd shoot a Nosforbatu and it would like heal me for 8, which when it's dealing much more self-damage to you, that's not ideal. But obviously I got away with it, and most of the time that was just charging up my next Nosforbatu. Yeah, this is crazy that it worked. Literally, we got the 1 and 3 bosses both times that I think we could actually beat. I think we would straight up lose versus the other 2. We're definitely losing versus squares. Demon Wall we stand absolutely no hope of beating. I'm pretty sure Spinfection just outscales us because this is AoE damage, and I think that the Spinfection just kills us. And I'm pretty sure that Super Sapper is also just Super Death. Actually, Super Sapper sounds pretty fun. Okay, no, we would have... Huh. Does he convert... I'm pretty sure he converts pegs to bombs though as well. And if he's converting his tired peg board into into the rigged bombs, then I'm pretty sure we just lose. Like, literally, we just hit completely insane elites, and that just allowed us to win. The Area 1 elites, obviously, we didn't have to be scared of, but 2 Area 2 elites, I think, were just insta-death, and 2 Area 3 elites were insta-death. Somehow things just lined up. I had the max HP, but more importantly, I just hit the bosses that I needed.